is the extraction of valuable minerals or other geological materials from the earth. We mine to acquire a resource that cannot be grown or fabricated through artificial means. Mining is specifically used to extract non-renewable resources like fossil fuels.
Mining in Montana began around 1864 when gold was found along Silverbow Creek. Most mines were generally around Bannack and Virginia City, but spread quickly all around Montana, including some underground quartz mines. Montana was a literal gold mine with many silver, copper, manganese, zinc, and lead mines as well. During World War I, Butte was called the richest hill on earth. Between 1880 and 1990, Butte produced 3 million ounces of gold, 709 million ounces of silver, 855 million pounds of lead, 3.7 billion pounds of manganese, 4.9 billion pounds of zinc, and 20.8 billion pounds of copper.
Conditions. What do you mean? This is perfect. Wait.
So, yeah, I've been in all sorts of different mines all over the world and in Montana here. They've been, open pit gold mines, which everybody's probably familiar with. The underground gold and silver mines. The copper mines like down in Butte. I've been in the phosphate mines, and I think it's also important to remember that the gravel pits that we have around, they're actually considered mines, and the quarries that we have around are considered mines. And I've been in quite a few different quarries and gravel pits, so I've had a variety of experience in these things.
There are 5 different types of mining: open pit mining, underground mining,
ISL mining, otherwise known as in situ leach mining, heap leaching, and brine leaching. However, most mines here in Montana are open pit mines and underground mines.
But I think it's also pretty important to remember that there's some really important benefits that come out of the mining to the environment, and they're not necessarily direct benefits, but they are indirect benefits. In other words, mining in one spot can have influence on the environment on the other side of the state or the other side of the world, and so you don't necessarily see those benefits. And some of those benefits are things like, we couldn't have our urban city centers or development population centers without mining, because we need those steel and the cement and all those natural resources to build the structures for that population. We can't have our water transportation systems, our plumbing systems without the mining industry. And without the plumbing systems, then we have these high density populations with polluted water, and we can't handle wastewater from our bathrooms and our toilets and stuff without the mining. So we can actually clean up water and soils elsewhere by mining in another spot, just by the resources that it provides us. So I think there's a lot of other benefits to the environment, like the resources that we get out of the mining, some of the metals and silicons and such like that. They can be used in the natural sciences, the biology, the chemistry. We couldn't have microscopes without mining. Without microscopes, we can't look at viruses. We can't understand how other biological systems work, so that we can improve their needs or provide for their needs if we want to. So there's quite a different, quite a wide range of things that mining influences.
Mining gives us metals for wind turbines, so we don't have to use as much fossil fuels. Silicone for our phones, batteries for electric cars to cut down our carbon emissions, and helps us survive through food processing plants, water distribution companies, and tools. Another positive effects is that mining gives us is neat gemstones which can be sold for large amounts of money.
Oh shit.
Are you okay over there, Mr. Ian?
Oh bro, look. I found gold.
Gold!
Yay! Oh.
Yay! Gold!
Oh wait, I found even more gold.
Yay!
Yeah, we're rich.
Yay! Love gold!
That's enough.
I found gold too! Yay! I found gold!
Mining is most popular in Butte, but used to be very popular in Helena, Anaconda, Red Lodge, Bannock, and still sort of popular in Livingston.
And I think it's most people remember when they think about mining, they think about all the negative things like the polluted water in the streams and the dead fish in the rivers and the wildlife that gets disturbed and the deforestation or vegetation that gets removed.
Mining destroys habitats, contaminates surrounding water sources, pollutes the air, ruins the surrounding ground, and generally mining companies leave plenty of garbage and trash.
Make sure you hit my,
Yeah, so when people ask me about mining and given my background, as do I think it's worthwhile to mine? And I have to say yes, I think it is if it's done correctly. There's been a lot of poor mining practices in the past, and we've learned from them. Unfortunately, some of those mining practices are still going on in this country and in other countries, but we've learned a lot of lessons. And without that mining and the resources that it generates, our society would not be anywhere close to what it is today. We wouldn't have computers, we wouldn't have the medical team that we have, medical support, we wouldn't have the houses that we live in, we wouldn't have the groceries and the refrigeration to keep that food safe. So without any of that, without the mining, our society wouldn't be anything that we're familiar with at this point.
We think mining is a good idea because the positives far outweigh the negatives, but we think that we should still keep vigilant and try and reduce the effects or the negative effects.